Welcome back to Real Repairs for Real Customers. Today we'd like to discuss the art of cleaning and surface preparation. Now you might think cleaning is going to be a boring subject, but no, it can be rather exciting. In fact, this video might have some answers for you to any of your adhesion problems. So I guarantee that this is going to be unlike any other video, any other instruction you've seen or heard concerning cleaning in the past. You'll find it very informative and very practical, I hope. So let's get to work. This video is actually an update from a PowerPoint presentation that I showed for the first time on the Carnival Ecstasy cruise ship. However, I really hope that if you're on a cruise currently that you're not watching this video. Certainly, we could say that cleaning is the basis for any successful repair or recoloring operation. And I think that we need to rethink our cleaning and take a perspective that's the big picture, right? A holistic perspective, if you will. And here are some of the attributes that I have discovered that people that are professional cleaners have. Number one, they understand the science of cleaning. They understand the chemistry. Now, it's not necessary to have a PhD in chemistry. And for our discussion today, we want to mention just a couple of basic chemistry features that affect our ability to clean. And we're not going to get too involved. We're going to keep our focus. We're going to dedicate our focus to the perspective of the mobile repair tech and what he's likely to come up against. Also, a person that's good at cleaning needs to show good judgment. And that's true for determining what the contaminant is. Maybe by trial and error, he can find out carefully what is the best cleaning agent to use and how far do we go. We don't want to ruin the piece, right? So there's a need for good sense, good practical judgment. And in the workplace, we've seen that people will overspray paints on sensitive parts on a car, as you see here. But the same thing could be true of cleaning agents. We want to be careful where the overspray from our cleaning agents is going. We don't want to damage any sensitive parts. The next attribute that we need to discuss is that a person has to be industrious to do good cleaning. Energy is one of the main ingredients in cleaning, as we will see further on here in our discussion. Another factor is that the cleaning person needs to come from a culture of cleanliness. And what do we mean by that? Well, just assume that you need to have someone come to your house to clean your house. Well, who do you get? Who's going to know what you expect out of a clean house? Maybe you'd like to go see how they're living, see what their house looks like, see what their car looks like. Then you may rethink whether they are going to give you what you expect in the way of cleaning your house. And we see this in the workplace too. In this picture, we see dirt on this Lexus steering, on the buttons, especially here where it's caked on. And a person that has not a culture of cleanliness may not even notice this, and which they didn't. Or it could be that they're lazy and didn't want to try. And, it's not a big deal because that thing stands out like a sore thumb and it's going to prevent this car from selling. And so here it just takes a little bit of cleaner and a little scuff pad and a paper towel, and it's done. It's really quite easy. So here's another example of a steering that's got caked on hand cream or makeup, perhaps. That's very typical. This BMW steering wheel shows the same thing. May not be obvious to a detailer, especially if you didn't pull it out in the sun to get a good look at it. But that's something, of course, a detailer would do anyway because he has a culture of cleanliness. We have this Honda steering, which is also very typical. We see all of this caked on hand cream or makeup or whatever the case is. And so the detailer did not maybe understand the chemistry of cleaning or the physics of it, how to attack this kind of a problem. He may not have used good judgment and thinking that was even necessary. Maybe he could get by with that. Well, no. Maybe he's just too lazy to go after it. We see that all the time. So if a prospective cleaner, a prospective tech in the field does not exhibit all of these qualities that we've discussed, then he's just not going to work out. For example, someone may not have paid attention in school. They might have dropped out. Maybe they weren't industrious enough to learn any other kind of craft by which they could support themselves. And they might think, well, I can just get a job cleaning at the dealership. Well, you might get a job cleaning at the dealership, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be cleaning at the dealership. You're going to get an F because you don't meet any of these 4 basic attributes of someone that's going to clean successfully. Now let's look at this seat that's just come from a detailer. And you would think, hey, that seat looks okay. But if you don't have any perception of what's okay, you're not going to see what's wrong with this seat. It's dirty all over, and the seat looks dead. That's what we call it. It just doesn't have any life to it. And it takes just a very basic cleaning with just one time through quickly to show how easy it is to bring this seat to life. And bringing the seats to life is what's going to sell this car. So I tried to help a friend out by hiring his son to do some cleaning for me. He didn't have any other kind of skills, so I thought I'd train him up in the morning and get him busy and see how that worked out. Well, it didn't work out very well because his cleaning was like this. And I mean, he just wasn't exerting any energy, so the job wasn't going to get done, was it? You know, Einstein said nothing happens until something moves. So nothing was going to happen there. So I paid him some money and took him back home so that he could finish playing his video games, I guess. So we can help with items 1 and 2, right? We can teach the chemistry. We can help with a person's perception, his judgment. Okay, but the last 2 items, maybe we can't do anything about those. A person would have to change themselves. It's up to them to motivate themselves and to aspire to something greater. Now, furthering our holistic viewpoint is to show how the cleaning relates to the other aspects of our work. For example, in this diagram here, we have cleaning as the footing of our building. The clean and prep is the foundation or the stem wall for the rest of our structure. Because after the cleaning and prep, we do our structural repair, like the framer that comes in and puts up the structure. And then we texture and paint over top of the repair. That's like the roofer that comes in and puts the shingles on and so forth. So what happens if our footing is not sound? If we've skimped on materials or on workmanship on our footing, what's going to happen? Well, the whole structure is going to come crashing down, isn't it? Do you remember video 47 where we featured this citation 5 where the painting was done over top of the layer of dirt? And of course, the whole structure collapsed. So I was talking to a national sales rep for an aerospace coatings company, and we were discussing this cleaning and prepping, and I said, if you're not going to clean and prep properly, just stay home. And he says, that's what he preaches all the time until he's blue in the face, and we both had a laugh, because you just can't emphasize that enough, can you? So the The cleaning and prep is the foundation of everything further that we're going to be doing as a mobile technician. Before we go ahead with cleaning, we need to set some goals. So let's answer these two questions. What is our objective, and what are the obstacles to meeting that objective? Well, this diagram shows the objective is to get our paint to cover a high energy surface. And in this case, we're using the example of a clean leather. Now, what is a high energy surface? A high energy surface has to do with the bonding of the molecules, the affinity of the molecules to stick together. Or it could be mechanical bonding. One way or the other, energy is involved. And so we're talking about getting a strong adhesion through energy. Now, it could be that our surface is a low energy surface just by nature. And on the bottom of our diagram, we're using the example of polypropylene. Now, we know nothing sticks to polypropylene very well, and so your paint would tend to beat up on polypropylene and not adhere. It wouldn't flow out or wet out as the paint in the top of the diagram is doing. And so we need to do something with that to create a high energy surface in order to get good adhesion. So it's this energy, this molecular energy or this mechanical bonding energy, one or the other, or both, that we're talking about here in our surface. So what would prevent us from reaching our goal of having a high energy surface? Well, it would be the dirt and the contaminants. Isn't that true? So what kind of contaminants would we expect to find? We can take a good guess as far as what kind of contaminants are in a vehicle. We see vehicles with a coating of dirt, brown dirt. A lot of those, when it's on all the surfaces, usually is attributed to pets. We take our pets with us where we go all the time anymore, and so we expect to see the oils from the hair, the dander, and all like that in the seats and on all the surfaces, door panels too. And that's just a sign of the times. And we're guilty too because we have perspiration. If we have a short sleeve shirt on or shorts and we get that perspiration on the seat, and then that's salty and acidic, and then dust and particulates from the air settle into those. We just had an experience. I was at a dealership, and the owner of the dealership got out of a car, and he said, "This housefly keeps on landing on this armrest in the center here, and he won't leave the car for anything. He likes that armrest." And I looked, and the armrest is all slimy. So I cleaned it for him, and then the fly left on his own. And then people have dirty jobs, and they're going to track in dirt from their clothing. Also, we know that we eat in the car quite a bit, hence the proliferation of drive-thrus, of course, and so all the grease from hamburgers and French fries, that gets on everything. So and we've seen already in the video the makeup that's on the steering wheels. So these are all things that are going to impede good adhesion. These contaminants stand in the way of reaching the goal of having a high energy surface. All of these contaminants create a low energy surface in and of themselves.